Okay, hi there, my fellow equestrians. I'm super excited to do this webinar and thanks for coming. I'll be recording this webinar and sending this out by email as well for the people that couldn't attend due to work or different time zones or whatsoever. And the goal for today's webinar is actually twofold. So one is to give you more clarity on how we help horse owners with lack of time. And two is to get some feedback from you guys to see where you're at and what questions you're having, basically. Hi, Dolores. Oh, all right, we've got someone joining. Hi, Dolores. Welcome. I just started this webinar and I'm super excited. Thanks for coming. I will be recording the webinar and also sending this out by email for the people that couldn't attend due to work or different time zones, etc. And the goal for today's webinar is actually twofold. So one is to give more clarity on how we help horse owners with lack of time. And the second one is to get some free feedback from you guys to see where you're at and what questions you're having, basically. So let me start with introducing myself because I haven't done that properly yet, and I prefer to do that face-to-face, however you can call it, although it's with a video call. But I prefer that rather than by email or so. So as you know, my name is Loes Derks. A lot of people ask me, how do you pronounce that? And then I always tend to say, it's loose, like you would lose something, and then it tends to stick in the head of the people. But I also respond to Loes or anything that sounds a bit like that. So, yeah, my background, I live in Antwerp, so that's in Belgium, and my parents, they are Dutch, and I was born in Italy, so I'm a little bit of a mixture, actually. And other than that, of course, as you already know, I'm an equestrian, just like you are, and I've done show jumping in the past when I was in my younger years, when I thought I was immortal, and since my 22 or so, I'm more focusing on dressage. Horseback riding has been a passion for me for more than 15 years now, and yeah, as you can probably relate, it's yeah, it takes up a very central role in my life, and I guess that's the same for you. So yeah, that also means that it's quite difficult to combine with work, especially working full-time, with relationships, sometimes even with housekeeping, or if you have children, etc. And that's actually the situation where I was also 2 years ago, because I was constantly racing from work to my horse to my home situation and so on. And after several years of working yeah, that way, basically constantly racing, it started to take its toll on my health, but also on my relationships. And I couldn't even ever imagine how that would work out with children or so in the future. So I started to think, okay, I have to change, really make a change in life. And I started to think, okay, how would I want to re-engineer my life? And by doing so, I actually came to the conclusion that as long as I was working as an employee, I would never have the freedom to, I admired for my equestrian lifestyle. And yeah, because you're always lacking time or money. And of course we can work less, but then of course immediately you have less income because yeah, I think that's very very normal. You still have to pay the same bills. So it's really, yeah, it can be a bit difficult. And yeah, as we all know, horseback riding is quite an expensive as well as a time-consuming lifestyle. So after having tried different options, I figured, I discovered one big realization, and that's actually the same realization that will help us solve our lack of time problem, and that's that we need to find a way to break free out of the time and money constraints. And what I mean by that is that working 1 hour means 1 hour of income. Yeah? And because as long as we are working at a per hour rate, then we will always have or lack of time or lack of money. And I hope that makes sense. But that's yeah, that's really the key, actually. And by the way, you're always free to ask me questions or interrupt me if I'm not clear.
Yeah, you're clear. Yes.
All right. So yeah, to continue, my point is that we want to break free of the time and money constraint. And then the big question is, of course, how? And so far, I've only discovered one way out of this constraint, which is actually by starting an online business. And the reason for that is because we can automate the whole sales process. And so that means that after setting up the foundation of our online business, which does take a little bit of work, of time, effort, the good news is that you only have to do that once. And after that, once it's set up, the only thing you need to do is actually create new online sales. And that's something that we can automate. And actually all the rest can basically run on autopilot 24/7. So while we are riding on our horses, then we can be earning, or sleeping even, we can be earning online sales. So that's actually the thing that will make us break free also out of the time and money constraints. And yeah, that will leave us, then by doing so, it's possible to spend only 20% of our current working time a day with just monitoring and coordinating our online business. And the other 80% of our current working time we can be spending however we like, with our horses probably, or our children, or our partner, maybe traveling. I don't know whether you maybe have some other hobbies as well. But yeah, you can spend it however you like. And yeah, I don't know whether you've already watched the videos with Stuart. Yeah. Dolores, did you already watch the videos with Stuart?
Not all. I saw one.
Yeah.
Only one.
Okay. Yeah, so I would advise to watch those all of them.
Yeah.
There are multiple ways of starting an online business, and if you would be interested in that, it's really important to find the type that really fits for you as a person. And yeah, that will give you the knowledge to get a real feeling of, okay, is this something for me or not? So yeah, and then there's also a fourth video that it's called the behind the scenes, and that takes you a little bit more into what you can expect in the education platform as well. So yeah, I think it's important that after you've watched the webinar and the training videos with Stuart, to take some time to really think of and make a decision, okay, is this something that can suit me or not? Because I totally understand that the idea of starting an online business can sound a bit scary maybe, or overwhelming, but actually it's a lot easier than some people might think, actually. So yeah, basically all you need to do is, one, get the right skill set by educating yourself. Secondly, we need to put those learnings into practice. And at 3, we can already enjoy our new equestrian lifestyle. And yeah, actually that's I'm making sound very, very easy right now, but actually it's really not so much more difficult than that. But yeah, if you compare it to horseback riding, it was also probably quite scary in the beginning. I've been an instructor once, and every time there's a little child in the beginning, they're like, oh no, I'm so scared. And then guess what? After riding the horse, they're suddenly like, oh yes, I love this. It's the best thing. They feel so alive and kicking. And yeah, for me, that's a little bit the same with also starting an online business. I was also a bit like, okay, is this really my thing? But now I discovered that, okay, well, the employee route is really not what will bring me the freedom I want. Then and yeah, so that makes me also so excited with this online business thing, actually. So yeah, also something that's very for me that was really eye-opening is that getting into the right mindset is really almost 80% of the work. Because are you an employee right now, Dolores, or are you already a business?
No, I'm not working now.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah.
In fact, I'm kind of retired.
Ah, okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah, by the way, I have also seen retired people, they set up an online business. So even for them, I mean, yeah, some people, they tend to think, okay, well, I cannot do this because it's too technical, or, you know, yeah, it's too difficult. But as long as it's really set out very clear step by step, then actually it's doable for a lot of people. So yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, and I think, yeah, what I wanted to say is that mindset is really one of the most important things for me, at least, because previously I was an employee, and when you have an employee mindset, it's really okay. You know, if you're doing your best, you get your paycheck. But if you're just not doing your best, you also get your paycheck, right? But if you are an entrepreneur, then you really have to deliver value, or you'll be out of business very soon. So it's actually, it really mirrors who you are as a business owner and as a person. So it's also a kind of a personal development boost. And also in horseback riding, actually, your horse will always mirror the rider's qualities. If the rider is good,
Yeah,
the horse will also
that's
mirror
true.
that. Yeah. And actually, I think that's a little bit the same when in doing business. And of course, the first time, we all need to make mistakes, and then, you know, you progress. It's just the same. I'm really always comparing it with horseback riding, because that makes it also a bit more fun for myself. Exactly. But yeah, I don't know, Dolores, did you have specific questions as well for me, maybe?
No, I would like to know better how you get organized your life. I mean your way, not your private life, but your way of managing this. I mean,
How my day looks like, you mean, for instance?
yeah. How do you? Yeah, more or less. How do you manage this matter? How,
Yeah, well, for me, I always like to first get up and go to the stables first, and then, you know, ride my horse. And then after that, actually in the afternoon, I come home, I start to work on my business. And then yeah, basically I'm mostly setting up new campaigns, marketing campaigns. So I don't, yeah, I'm for instance, the YouTube ad, that's probably one that you've signed up through, or on Pinterest, I'm doing yeah, setting up an ad there as well, or creating content. And basically that's all I am doing. Or you know, I'm still also learning. So actually you can keep on learning forever. Actually, this with horseback riding the same as well. But yeah, so I'm always trying to improve little things. But yeah, and then start to see, okay, what is really helping my customers and what isn't. So I really want to go into webinars and a bit more coaching, actually. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, because actually my campaigns, they are running it on itself, so I don't have to do anything for that, except for just keeping an eye on them. So that takes me like 15 minutes a day, not more. And basically, yeah, so in the evening I can just spend however I like with my partner. I don't have children yet, because we are trying to buy a ground to build our own house. So yeah, that's very time consuming, a new project, and time consuming as well. But yeah, I think that's, I don't know whether that's really answering your question.
yeah. Well, as for your, I mean, for your business, I would like to know how you see it. How has it evolved?
Ah, yeah. So actually, I started with education first, because yeah, of course, I just needed some the proper education to really know, okay, to choose a business model, because there are several ways to do that. So if you've watched the first video with Stuart, he's also talking about e-commerce. In another video, you've got the business model of affiliate marketing as well. And that's basically that you don't need to have your own products and services, but you're basically, I compare it with being an online sales representative, and you get commissions on things you're selling, basically. And so first I started with, okay, what do I want to do first? And which business model do I want to go for? Then I was also thinking, okay, who do I want to help? Because we are only in business because we are solving someone's problem. So in my case, I'm really dedicated to helping horse owners specifically because of my own passion for horses. And I see many people making a mistake there, by the way, because a lot of people, they just think, okay, I want to do that for the money. But if they only do it for the money, they miss the passion and they won't attract the customers and the people it's not resonating. So I really believe that that passion is an important thing. That's also, by the way, the first P of PSP. It stands for passion, spirit, and perseverance. So passion, of course, the passion. Yeah, I don't have to. And then spirit, that's more the mindset, and perseverance is putting it through, getting into action. So then I set up my own website. I did that along the course, with following the course, actually, because it's really step by step. Okay, how do you set up a website? And then start advertising, basically. So actually, that's about it. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I really just started to apply the knowledge that I learned. So to set up a website, okay, how do I want to set up my website? For who do I want to sell? Because if you want to market everyone, you're actually selling to no one. So the more specific you can be, it tends to be better, actually. So yeah.
And do you feel that you have a response from people, that they are following you?
Yeah, but some people, they are a bit so some people, they do, for instance, on Instagram, or also via email. I get quite some responses, which I like, because I like interaction, and I also like to get feedback. With the webinars, I always feel like, okay, not so many people dare to come out. It's also something, if you're introvert, some people, they feel a bit uncomfortable, or of course, it's 5 o'clock. Not everyone is. Some people, they are still at work, or they, it's not always suitable. But I really like to get engaged with people. But of course, not all of them. Some people, they also just remain silent, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, 6 months later, they're like, okay, now it's the right time for me. I also want to go. And it's just, some people, they just need to take it some time, because the idea of starting an online business, I also understand that, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, it depends on each person. What background do they have? I can imagine that if you already have a business and you want to, learn to make it a bit more digital, or start more online, then it's also very useful to learn that. But then it's easier to make that step than to start completely from scratch, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So and the mindset is really very important there, I believe. Because it will, your business will never outperform your own personal development. Yeah. So
how many webinars have you done?
How many? What?
How many people have you coached? How many, more or less?
For now, that would be about 80, I think. Yeah.
And they follow? They make their business out of that? They find their way?
Yeah. So some of them, they just started quite recently, because I've been starting my online business since 2 years. So let's say I'm getting traction since 6 months, because I transitioned by alongside my full-time job. So when previously I was working full-time, so of course then it takes a bit longer, because you have only 1 or 2 hours a day to spend on to build your own business. Out of that, the most people, they are going through the modules, they are still in learning mode. I did have an interview which I'm going to send out. I wanted to send that out next week with Patrick, and Patrick is one of the members who also really followed through. I think that's an interesting interview that that can inspire as well. So but he's he's living in Toronto, so that's quite another time zone. So but but most people, they are getting traction, but they're still in learning mode, or setting up their websites. So they haven't necessarily been through the whole cycle yet. But of course, in the in the community, we have a lot of people that some people, they really make it a race, and they really in 30 days they're able to replace their own income, their full-time income, and they just quit. And if you have full-time dedication and full-time time to spend on it, then it can go very quickly if you know what you want and how you want to do it. And but others, usually it takes up to a year to really make, before all the puzzles of the all the pieces of the puzzle fall into place. Yeah. So it's not something like a get rich quick or something. So it's really starting up a business. So you really,
No, I don't think to get rich, really. That's not my meaning.
Yeah.
But I would like to make something that was viable, so to say.
Yes. Yeah. You want to maybe, what were you
Not
thinking?
exactly to spend time, to spend it and fun. That was not suited.
We also have people, for instance, they suddenly they have their own idea of, they want to write a book. They wrote their book, and then they're selling their book online, for instance. And that's also really nice. But of course, if you want to write a book, also that takes up some time. But it's really amazing to see how many people are so successful with that. Also, because I'm really focusing on the equestrian niche, but again, in the community, we also have people, you have this van life movement right now. I don't know whether you've seen that somewhere, but people, they are trying, especially now with the corona crisis, that they're buying a big mobile home. I don't know whether that's an English word actually, but like a caravan, and then they try to travel the whole world, and then just by their laptop they are selling things online and earning commissions there, and traveling the whole world like that. And I think that's very, really,
that must be really beautiful.
But also, of course, the younger people, they always tend to go to Australia, those kind of countries, but also older people, they just they visit all Europe, or they go to Scandinavia, or really, really, really inspiring. I find that really inspiring. So
how many horses do you have?
Sorry?
How many do you have? One horse?
Yeah, one indeed. Yeah. And you?
I don't have horse anymore. I had one, which was the love of my life, but so to say, no, that's not exactly so. But I don't have him anymore.
Oh, okay. She passed away, maybe, or
He passed away. Yes,
mm.
he was quite old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
when he passed away. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
but I love horses. I have always loved horses, and I miss that certainly.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. 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 Indeed.
And I think it's cute that I met you. I thought, "Oh, let's see what's this," and perhaps I will follow it. I don't know. Perhaps. Yeah. By the way, my name is also Lois.
Ah, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Funny. Yeah. And you from where are you, by the way?
from Barcelona. I'm
Ah,
living in
okay.
Barcelona.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Are there many equestrians in Barcelona?
Well, it's not a very extended sport. No, not really a very extended hobby either. That
The
no, not really.
Yes, Spain is quite known for their how do you call it, Spanish dressage, or yeah, the riding school there.
The Ride School of Vienna. You mean that or
Mm,
Jerez?
there's
There is
also a
an
Spain version with the Lipizaners, right?
Yeah. Well, there is at Jerez in Andalusia.
Mm-hmm.
There is a school which is also high school, and
In
it's with
Andalusia,
Spanish
no?
horses.
Mm,
Andalusia, yeah.
yeah.
Yes, it's a town in Andalusia,
Mm,
and it's with Spanish horses, which has the ancestors of Lilpizanes, and well, it's something like. But I think the Vienna school has more tradition.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I visited once. Yeah, it's really it's quite impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Horses are equal. Horses perfect doing what they do. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Yeah, I
And your horse is?
it's actually a Belgian warm blood. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
BWP. Yeah, BWP actually. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so he's 13 now, and yeah, big brown, and also my best friend.
Yeah. And you do the dressage.
Yeah, now I'm doing dressage indeed. Yeah, yeah. So I used to, yeah, before my 22 I was always jumping, show jumping, but then yeah, when I started to feel like, okay, I'm not immortal, then I switched to dressage actually. So yeah, now I'm focusing on dressage mostly, and yeah, but as I said, it's just very difficult, because I really wanted to go every day, and yeah, if you want to go every day, you're also used to work every day. You have your household and your partner, and yeah, then it's getting it always felt like you have to make a sacrifice, or you feel guilty because your horse is in
Something.
the box,
Yeah.
or you feel guilty because your household is again messy, or you feel guilty because you're letting down on your partner, or yeah. And then of course I do have a wish to have children once, but uh yeah, I really didn't see um that puzzle altogether. So I really wanted to find a way to,
It's very difficult. It's
yeah,
very difficult.
yeah. And also of course because it's just a quite expensive hobby, and
Yeah. It's
and
quite
if,
expensive. Yeah.
especially if you want to go in competition as well,
Yeah.
um yeah,
It's very expensive. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
No, I had it just for hobby. I didn't like competitions. I took it quite easily. And but I remember I live in Barcelona. I remember going 45 kilometers in one sense for my work,
Yeah.
and then returning past Barcelona and another 45 kilometers in another
Oh,
sense to meet my horse and then come back to Barcelona. So that was really,
yeah, and probably around Barcelona, there's also a lot of traffic jams and so on.
yeah, there was some time, yeah.
Yeah, for me it's very similar because I was always working in Brussels and I'm living in Antwerp, and you know Belgium is a very small country, but the traffic between Belgium and Brussels and Antwerp is the most condensed part of the whole country. So yeah, I just I got up at 5 in the morning to be as soon as I could at work, to leave as soon, to try to be before the traffic jams, then go straight to my horse, ride my horse, come back at dark. Then I still have to cook. I still had to shower. I still had. Oh, yeah. It's not really. It wasn't really sustainable. So yeah, it's
No, it's very a bit difficult, yes.
yeah, indeed, indeed. Yeah, so I am also indeed very, very grateful because also, I sometimes see people, colleagues of mine, and then, they are a bit older and they are so grumpy and irritated in life. And then I ask them, okay, so I start to try to get into conversation about what's happened. And then often it's kind of because they got they felt quick to put their passion, and it could be something else like sailing or football or whatever. But yeah, I really feel like, okay, I really do not want to quit horseback riding ever. I
No, no,
really
I
want to
wouldn't
try
do.
to do everything to just keep that alive, because yeah, I really, yeah,
Yeah, it's
otherwise
a
what
kind
we are
of a
doing.
passion that really gives sense to much of the
Yeah,
life. Yeah, that's,
indeed, indeed, and that's what makes you happy most. So yeah, if you would quit that,
yeah.
then why are we working? Yeah, indeed, indeed. Yeah. So I, by the way, I also recorded a webinar that's explaining actually the four main reasons why an online business solves our lack of time problem, especially for equestrians, and also some frequently asked questions that I'm getting. Like indeed, also one of them you've asked. So yeah, you didn't exactly ask that one, but like how long does it take? Is it technical? And is it risky, and all those kind of questions. So I wanted um, to send that out on Saturday, and I'll also put the time slots with the different topics there, so that yeah, you can cherry pick the topics or for particular questions if you're interested. um, and also, yeah, the interview with Patrick that I mentioned, I also wanted to broadcast that because he did an interview with me, and then I also did an interview with him. So yeah, I think they're also quite interesting. Um, yeah.
Do you think it's risky, by the way?
No, no, actually,
Mm.
because if you compare to, but I always get the question for some reason. So, if I always compare with, what if you would start up a traditional business, then you have to buy a store or you rent a store, you have to get physical products, you have to be there physically, you have to have employees maybe, it's so much investment also in terms of inventory and all those kind of things. And with an online business, it's really just, you have to set up your website. Setting up a website, if you want to buy a domain name, like a URL, it's like 12 euros or so for a year. And then aside from that, yeah, for hosting, it's also really not expensive. So basically for 50, for not even 50 euros, you can be up and running for your online business. But that, of course, it requires that you do have the knowledge how to do so. And and some advertising budget, because of course, if I'm running ads on YouTube, for instance, that's pay per click, by the way. I don't know whether you know what that means, but that basically means that you only have to pay when people click on your ads. and then you're actually already ready to go. So if it's risky, actually not. The only thing, if it could be more risky, is if you were to sell physical products of your own and you would have a payment module on your website, because then you sometimes have hackers that they are trying to get into into that payment system, and then that it could be a little bit more risky. But then again, actually that's not really not necessary. So I haven't experienced any hacking things at all. So
Not yet.
no,
Well, respect, no.
yeah. So, but yeah, of course,
But
the
do you think
security, that's something in the IT that will be the future, for sure. So, yeah. Sorry, you
but I
wanted
have
to
a
ask a question?
curiosity. I have a curiosity, perhaps it's a bit, but do you think you can really make, I don't know, a living for you, for your family, for your horse out of this?
Yeah, I have also seen people in the community. They are a bit further down the road, so they are they are like 1 or 2 years longer busy with this. But sometimes they're posting their commissions, and they're really getting like even $60,000 per month commission. And of course, it's always
I think
it's always that's really like an how do you say that? It's really not the average what people are earning, but it's really
no, I don't think it must not be. I think no. But what?
but
Well,
a lot of people, I think on average within 1 or 2 years, people are really getting their normal income from their online business. And some people, they're faster, but as I said, it depends a bit on also the mindset shifts. Some people, and also a little bit the business model that you're choosing. So there's some differences, but then again, I think that on average, it's 1 to 2 years that people are really able to earn a full-time income online. On average, yeah.
so you spend your afternoons on your business.
Yeah. And that's also when how I see it, manageable with children. So because then of course the children are at school, and then I can just manage everything within school hours, let's say. Yeah, so that's a bit my goal. yeah
I think that's interesting.
Yeah, do you know the book, the 4-Hour Work Week from
No, I don't know it.
It's a very interesting book, actually. I've read it, and it's basically kind of the same mindset and the same thing. He also started his online business, and then he traveled, but he's a real traveler. So he traveled then to Argentina. He learned salsa. He learned 9 different languages over the course of the years, and it's a bit of quite of an extreme example, but it's a really interesting book, actually. Maybe it can also be of inspiration for you as well, if you like to read.
I look for it.
Whether you like
to
read, but
yeah.
So and of course the 4-hour work week, that means that he's working literally only 4 hours per week. But that's quite extreme, and he's using also outsourcing, and he has his virtual assistant, but of course that's also very easy to do, especially in the online space. You can almost outsource everything that you want but for instance, I prefer to do everything myself for now. Also just because I want to learn it, and I believe that before you're really going to outsource things, you really want to know
Something about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people will just, you know, they send you an invoice and then you're like, that was only like 1 or 2 hours work, and then you know, you get yeah, it's not really
Well, thank you very much.
yeah, you're welcome, you're welcome. Yeah, so yeah, I would say the videos with Stuart, if you would have any other question, you can always send me an email, or yeah, I'm always happy to answer and help. Yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah, I was thinking, okay, if am I going? Yeah, if I wanted to share something other than that, but I think then that we can wrap up here. I didn't have a real specific topic for today's webinar. I really wanted to see, okay, what's how people are checking in or not. So
Me too, me too. I wanted to meet you because for some coincidences some
yeah,
circumstances, I had that, and I have seen, I know that there are these kind of internet possibilities, so perhaps I will see it, perhaps. Well,
yeah. I also previously, by the way, I also tried other courses, and then every time again, I really felt how do you say that in English? You know that, you know, it's a one-time payment, and then okay, they just try to sell you something, and then it's really crappy, it's outdated, it's not of good quality, and then you also don't get any guidance at all, and that's really where we want to make the difference. Because I don't know if you've checked it out yet, but we are actually selling an all-in package, and the name says it already itself. So actually everything is in there, because it's an online education platform, but it's partnered with several very industry-leading companies. For instance, LinkedIn is very famous. Digital marketers also very famous within the online business space particularly. And if you would, so actually if you would go for the all-in package, you have more than 1,000 courses. And I know that sounds maybe too overwhelming, but actually it's, if you would go straight to those people, then you actually pay more and you get less. And that's actually the point. And also I know it's, some people, they ask me, okay, why is that a monthly subscription? And actually I understand that question, but the reason is basically because, first of all, the entry is set lower. You have a 30-day guarantee period. So even if you would consume all the course materials, if you're within 30 days, if you're not happy with it, or it's not what you were expecting, then you can just without any difficult things, you can just opt out and get your money back. So that's one thing. But secondly, we really want to stay on top of the game and stay up to date. So every week there are live webinars and coaching, and also, you know, new courses added to the curriculum. So it's really always up to date. And I think that's yeah, those yeah. And then another thing, and that's actually, I think, the most interesting thing, and that's the big difference with, you know, those education platform where you pay like 5,000 euros for one time and then you never see or hear from them again. Is that yeah, they're really, we really want to guide you in the success. We're really invested in the success of our people, let's say. So we are just dedicated. We want to make the success for everyone. So yeah, that's also why it's monthly, basically. So yeah, I think, yeah, for some people they find that a no-brainer, but other people, they ask me, why is it monthly? If you see what you're getting for that, and I think it's quite normal. But me too. Initially, I was like, okay, why is it monthly? But then if you see what you're getting for that, then you're getting so much more than than for your value. How do you say that? You're getting so much more than what for actually only $99. So yeah, but of course, just take your time, and if you have any other questions, then you'll know where to find me.
Yeah, it looks as if you feel backed up,
Sorry?
as if you feel that they backed you,
Yeah, that they have your
that you
back.
have
I mean.
some kind of help. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, because if you know, for instance, something stupid like setting up your website. If you type into YouTube setting up your website, there are kind of tutorials, but then there's only one little thing that's then again different, and then it's this again, and then it's so much frustration because you actually don't know what you're doing. And then if you have someone that's really telling you, okay, let me check this for you, okay, oh, this is the problem, you just you're getting help, and it's so much less frustration. And just having the right knowledge, the correct knowledge, it's really much more pleasant journey than if you have to figure everything out yourself. So yeah.
yeah. Well, I will look at the rest of the videos, and I will think a little bit, and
Yes.
perhaps we will meet in some
Yes,
time.
indeed. Let me know if you have any other questions, and
All
thank you
right.
so much. I'm so happy that you are here. um,
Me too.
So yeah, all right. And enjoy the rest of your evening, I'd say. And
Thank you. Thank you. Be happy with your partner, with your horse, with your
thank you.
kids in the future.
Yes, thank you. Same for you, hopefully. But then maybe you already have children. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't have children now.
Okay. Yeah. You had your horse. Yeah.
I had my horse. Yeah, yeah.
All
Well,
right. Thank you a lot, and we'll stay in touch.
all right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.